Hey guys, and today we're going to be doing my 2022 NHL mock draft. Today we're on FC Hockey, and we're just going to be mock drafting the first round, the top 10 draft picks like we did last year. Last year my video blew up and it was one of my most popular videos. So yeah, today we're going to be doing a top 10 mock draft with Montreal, New Jersey, Arizona, Seattle, Philadelphia, Columbus, Ottawa, Detroit, Buffalo, and Anaheim. So, first overall, I'm still gonna have Shane Wright because, the Montreal team needs another center for Nick Suzuki, and then their 1-2 center in a few years would be one of the best in the league, and it'll be really good. And they already have some pretty solid wingers. So I think that Shane Wright is still he still should be the first overall pick. And for New Jersey, I are gonna be drafting Juraj Slavkovsky. And he's a left wing, and the Devils don't have very many good left wings. And Hughes and Heischer, he's a very he can do it pretty much everything. He can score, and he's good physically too, which will benefit Hughes' skill. Like they need a good winger that can complement it with some solid power with a solid power forward. So definitely New Jersey is pretty lucky to move up, and they should be able to compete. But they could be trading the second overall pick for a proven player so they can compete now while they still have a ton of good players under contract. But I'm not sure if that's a very good idea because I think Mackenzie Blackwood needs a little bit more time to develop. So I think they still could get away with using this pick to draft Slavkovsky. Now for the Coyotes, we're gonna have Logan Cooley, Clayton Keller, and the Coyotes don't really have any good centers. They don't have very many good players at all. They have Jacob Chikrin and Clayton Keller, and that's about it. And Keller's a winger. And Dylan Guenther's also a winger that they drafted. So they don't have any good centers, and Logan Cooley is the second best available center behind Shane Wright. So I definitely think that they should draft Logan Cooley. Now for Seattle, we're going to have them draft Simon Nemec. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's the best defenseman I think that's available in this. I've been reading about the prospects a little bit because I haven't really followed the draft. Besides, I know Detroit draft talks and Wright or Slavkovsky. I've been reading up a little bit about these prospects, and he's definitely the best. And he is a pretty good defenseman, and he can and he can add to Seattle's defensive depth with their defense is already pretty solid, and I think they can go for a top forward in free agency. They have a ton of cap space, but this will help them have a star level defending because right now they have a ton of proven solid NHL players, and Nemec will help them get even better. And for Philadelphia, we're gonna have them pick the next best defenseman that I've seen, David Jiricek, I think, because they are actually a pretty good team, but they need to add some more left defensemen. I think he's a left defenseman, and they can add around with Ivan Provorov, and hopefully Ryan Ellis is back next season, and maybe they can compete. I've had them first in the Metro last season's regular predictions, and that did not go well at all. They were last in the Metro, I think. So, I definitely think that they can contend if Hart is good. They don't have very many injuries, but it'll be a little bit harder now without Giroux. For Columbus, we're gonna be having them draft Cutter Gauthier. Their centers are already really solid with Roslovic and Kevin Johnson, who they drafted last year, and Cole Sillinger. They already have really good centers, are pretty good, and Gauthier is a nice winger that can help them add some dynamicness to their left wing side because Liney's a right winger. So that's the position that they need the most. For Ottawa, we're going to have them draft Frank Nazar, I think, because he will help Ottawa's already solid forward group. They already have good left wingers and like Brady Tkachuk and others, and they already have good centers in Drake Batherson. I think he's a center, and Josh Norris. So definitely this will help them have a very solid top 6 forward group. For Detroit, I'm going to have them take Matthew Savoie. He's a very skilled centerman, and it will help them have a 1-2 punch down the center. And if Pius Suter stays with him, he's a pretty solid third-line center that can have a lot of help to depth scoring in Detroit. Their defense is pretty set now with Hronek and Seider and Edvinsson, and they have a ton of solid prospects like Shai Boom and like Jared McIsaac. And they already have Berggren, among others, in their winger development, and they already have Raymond, who's playing with them, and Bertuzzi. Savoie will definitely help them have a solid center group, and Pius Suter was really good in his rookie season, and he should be able to add some depth scoring, especially when there's not a ton of pressure on him. For Buffalo, I'm going to have them take, I think, Connor Geekie. He's a pretty skilled centerman, and they already have good wingers in like Victor Olofsson and others, and it will definitely help Casey Middlestat take some of the pressure off of him because he was pretty good when he doesn't have a lot of pressure on him to perform at an elite class level, and it will definitely help their forward group. And for last pick in the top 10, we're gonna have the Anaheim Ducks take Kevin Korchinski. I don't know what that just did. That did something. So they already have a very solid forward group in Trevor Zegras, Jacob Silfverberg, Troy Terry, among others, and there's kind of questions about their defense now. Cam Fowler might not stay. They already have Drysdale, which is a solid addition, but Hampus Lindholm already got traded, and there are questions about Cam Fowler, so this will definitely help add some like certainty to their defense core. And I guess it's simulated that they would, because I only chose to draft the top 10 teams, so I guess it's simulated that San Jose would take Danilo Yurov, and he's a right winger, which I guess is a position that San Jose needs. Yeah, because they already have like overpaid but decent defensemen. And they have William Eklund. I think he's a left wing, and they have Thomas Hertl, Timo Meyer, Logan Couture. So yeah, guys, that is my top 10 mock draft. I also think Joakim Kemmel is supposed to go pretty early. He might go to Columbus at 12. And Brad Lambert is like related to Lane Lambert, which is the Islanders' new coach. He's a pretty solid center, and he's rumored to be drafted by the Islanders. And like Casper Marco's also supposed to be going pretty early. So I hope you enjoyed my mock draft, and let's hope that it's more accurate than last year because I had Dylan Gunther going at third overall last year, and he did not go third overall. But I think that this is kind of like the mock drafts that other big websites have released, but I think it is in accordance to what each team needs. And there are a ton of pretty skilled players in this draft class. And hopefully, Wright and Slavkovsky will play next season. So then Series 1 and 2 will be stacked with Owen Power and Matty Beniers, last year's number 1 and 2 pick, also being in next year's rookie crop. So it'll be pretty interesting if you had 2 first overall picks and 2 second overall picks from back-to-back years in the same rookie crop. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. My next hockey talk will probably be the NHL predictions, and bye, yee.